Sin runs rampant in society. Daily headlines and overflowing prisons bear dramatic witness to this fact. With child abuse, pornography, terrorism, overflowing violence, hatred, tragedies, and corruption, we begin to understand the necessity of God's judgment. But suppose that in the midst of such thoughts, God told you to take the gospel to the worst of the offenders. How would you respond? We are going to read a book that tells one such story. The book of Jonah is different from the other prophetic books because it tells the story of the prophet and does not center on his prophecies. In fact, only one verse summarizes his message to the people of Nineveh. Chapter 3, verse 4. He proclaimed, 40 more days and Nineveh will be overturned. Jonah is a historical narrative. It is also mentioned by Jesus as a picture of his death and resurrection in Matthew 12:42, where it reads, "For Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of a huge fish. So the Son of Man will be 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth." Jonah, a prophet, was given a task. God told him to go to Nineveh, the capital of Assyria, a great, big, evil empire. So when Jonah heard God had told him to go and call the people to repentance, he ran in the opposite direction. The book of Jonah tells the story of the prophet's flight and how God stopped him and turned him around. The book emphasizes God's grace both to Nineveh and to Jonah. Though Nineveh was a wicked city, God gave the inhabitants opportunity to be spared. Jonah, on the other hand, hated the Assyrians, and he wanted vengeance, not mercy. Though Jonah was a rebellious servant, God forgave him, used him, and tenderly sought to help him overcome his anger. If I were to outline this book for you, it would be something like the following. Chapter 1, rebellion. Jonah goes down. Chapter 2, repentance. Jonah goes up. Chapter 3, restoration. Jonah goes to. Chapter 4, resentment. Jonah goes out. The main character in this book is neither the prophet nor the fish, but it is God, who is mentioned 38 times. God saved the people of Nineveh when they responded to Jonah's preaching. God will always work his will, and he desires that all come to him, trust in him, and be saved. If we respond in obedience, God will be gracious, and we will receive his mercy. Each of us should be able to say this verse from Psalms. I delight to do your will, O my God, and your law is within my heart. Be sure and read the devotional posts on the blog this week written by Dolores and Tanya and Jeannie. One more book of the Bible read by you. Check in next week to see what we will be studying, because Biblical Shakers makes reading the Bible way more enjoyable for you. And I pray that the Lord will put a hunger on your heart.